About 70% of lottery winners in the US end up broke or bankrupt within a few years of their windfall. Would you say you are smarter than that 70%? Imagine waking up one day to find that you've just won millions of dollars overnight. The idea sounds like the ultimate dream, right? But as we've seen in the first two parts of this series, for some lottery winners, that dream quickly turns into a nightmare. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the final part of our series on lottery winners who went from unimaginable riches to complete financial ruin. So sit back and let's dive into how quickly millions can vanish. Gerald Muswagon's life changed forever when he won $10 million in the Canadian lottery in 1998. Coming from humble beginnings, Gerald saw his sudden wealth as a chance to live large, and live large he did. Almost immediately after his win, he began throwing extravagant parties, purchasing luxury cars, and showering his friends with lavish gifts. The once modest man was suddenly at the center of a high-flying lifestyle, surrounded by people eager to share in his newfound fortune. But Gerald's inability to manage his finances soon became apparent. He was generous to a fault, spending recklessly with no financial plan in place. His parties became legendary, but beneath the surface, Gerald was battling something far more sinister: depression and substance abuse. Unable to cope with the pressures that came with his sudden fame and fortune, Gerald turned to drugs and alcohol to ease his anxiety. Unfortunately, his addiction only worsened, further draining his wealth and isolating him from those who might have been able to help. Within a few short years, the money was gone. His friends disappeared, his luxury lifestyle crumbled, and Gerald was left bankrupt, struggling to survive. Tragically, overwhelmed by his personal and financial downfall, Gerald unalived himself in 2005. His heartbreaking story serves as a reminder that without the right support system and financial guidance, sudden wealth can exacerbate existing problems rather than solve them. Winning $10 million had given Gerald a brief glimpse of a life he never imagined, but without the tools to manage it, the dream quickly turned into his worst nightmare. David Lee Edwards had spent much of his life struggling financially, so when he won a staggering $27 million Powerball jackpot in 2001, it seemed like his luck had finally turned around. The Kentucky native was ecstatic, and like many winners, he immediately indulged in the luxuries he had always dreamed of: mansions, luxury cars, private jets, you name it, David bought it. But his newfound wealth came with dangerous consequences. David and his wife fell into the grip of addiction shortly after their win, using their vast fortune to fuel a destructive lifestyle. Their home became the setting for wild parties, and the couple's drug habits quickly spiraled out of control. The combination of reckless spending and substance abuse led to a rapid depletion of their fortune. Instead of setting aside money for the future or seeking financial advice, David spent lavishly without considering the long-term consequences. Within just 5 years, the couple had burned through their millions. They lost everything: the homes, the cars, and their health. By the end of his life, David was living in a storage unit, his body ravaged by years of drug abuse. In 2013, he died in poverty, a stark contrast to the life of luxury he once had. David's tragic story highlights how money can quickly disappear when addiction and poor financial decisions take over, leaving nothing but devastation in its wake. What started as the ultimate escape from poverty ended in a heartbreaking reversal, proving that money can't solve deeper personal issues, and without control, it can quickly destroy everything. Martyn and Kay Tott thought they had hit the jackpot, literally, when they won £3 million in the UK lottery in 1994. But what could have been their ticket to a life of comfort and security instead became a devastating tale of loss, all because of one tiny mistake. They lost their winning lottery ticket. After realizing they had misplaced the ticket, the couple immediately contacted the Lottery Commission and began a legal battle to claim their prize. For months, Martyn and Kay fought to prove they were the rightful winners, showing evidence that they had purchased the ticket. They had all the proof they needed, except for the one thing that mattered most: the physical ticket itself. Under UK lottery rules, no ticket, no prize, and despite their best efforts, the couple's claim was ultimately denied. The £3 million remained unclaimed, and the dream of financial freedom slipped away forever. Martyn and Kay's story is a rare case in this series because their downfall wasn't caused by reckless spending or addiction, but by a simple, devastating mistake. Losing that one small slip of paper cost them millions, and they had to live with the knowledge that they were so close to life-changing wealth, but lost it all because of poor luck. It's a tough lesson in how even the smallest misstep can have enormous consequences. The couple had won against incredible odds, yet their prize was lost due to a mundane mistake. A cruel twist of fate that left them with nothing but regret and what-ifs. Even years later, Martyn admitted that the experience left an emotional scar that would never fully heal. Denise Rossi's story is a perfect example of how deception can backfire in the worst way. In 1996, Denise won $1.3 million in the California lottery. Instead of celebrating her newfound fortune with her family, she decided to keep it a secret, particularly from her husband of 25 years. Just 11 days after claiming her winnings, Denise filed for divorce, hoping to avoid splitting the money with her soon-to-be ex-husband. For 2 years, Denise thought she had successfully pulled off her secret plan, but her husband, Thomas, eventually discovered the truth about her lottery win and took her to court. The judge ruled that Denise had deliberately hidden the money in order to deceive her husband and avoid sharing the winnings. As a result, the court awarded Thomas the entire $1.3 million prize. Denise's deception had not only cost her her marriage but also the entire fortune she had tried so hard to protect. Denise's story is a cautionary tale about the consequences of dishonesty and greed. By trying to keep her winnings all to herself, she ended up with nothing. Her experience serves as a reminder that transparency, especially in matters of wealth, is crucial, because deception can cost far more than just money. In the end, the fortune that could have given Denise a fresh start led to her downfall. What could have been a life of comfort instead unraveled her personal life and left her with nothing but regret. The ironic twist is that her greed to avoid sharing the prize cost her the entire jackpot, a harsh lesson that what you try to hide can sometimes end up taking everything from you. In 1989, Willie Hurt's life took a dramatic turn when he won $3.1 million in the Michigan lottery. At first it seemed like his problems were over, but soon after his win, Willie's life took a dark and destructive path. Instead of investing his winnings or securing his future, Willie developed a crack cocaine addiction that quickly consumed his life. The money, which could have set him up for life, instead fueled a lifestyle of reckless drug use. Willie's addiction took over, and within a few short years the millions were gone, spent on drugs, bad decisions, and a chaotic lifestyle. But Willie's troubles didn't stop there. His drug addiction led to erratic behavior, and in 1991, he was charged with a fatal charge after a drug-fueled altercation left a woman unalived. The man who had once been a millionaire was now facing serious criminal charges, with his wealth long gone and his life in shambles. Willie's story is a devastating example of how addiction can destroy even the largest fortunes. His descent into substance abuse not only drained his wealth but also led to personal destruction and tragedy. His life became a cautionary tale of how sudden wealth can exacerbate personal demons, with fatal consequences. What started as a winning lottery ticket quickly became a ticket to a life of destruction, proving that money can magnify a person's deepest issues, leading to outcomes far worse than poverty itself. In Willie's case, the wealth didn't offer escape, but rather accelerated his downfall. As we've seen throughout this series, winning the lottery isn't always the golden ticket to happiness. From addiction and reckless spending to betrayal and sheer bad luck, these stories show that sudden wealth can be as much a curse as it is a blessing. If you missed parts 1 and 2 of this series, be sure to check them out. And don't forget to let us know in the comments. What would you do if you won the lottery? Could you avoid the pitfalls that so many of these winners faced? Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss more incredible stories like these. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of lottery winners who lost it all. We've seen how money can change lives, but not always for the better. What's your take? Is winning millions worth the risk? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned for more real-life stories, and we'll see you next time.